Shri Sai Ram. Dear students, welcome back to the 10th class State Syllabus Science Textbook 2 and the chapter Heredity and Evolution. And today's part 3, which mainly deals with the continuity of Mendel experiment and finally his laws, Gregor Mendel laws. Before we start to understand this part 3, let us recap our previous part main points and also clarify our assignment 2 questions answers. In our previous class, the second part mainly dealt with the contributions of Gregor Mendel, who is called as the father of genetics. He selected garden pea for his experimentation. Reason: more seeds, short lifespan, contrasting characters, bisexual flowers, and can undergo both self-pollination and cross-pollination. The garden pea had many contrasting characters. So happy to see there. Samarth is ready with all those characters list, quoting in a perfect way. Very good. That's very important. The garden pea had many contrasting characters such as the stem length, position of flower, pod color, seed shape, seed color. And these characters had two contrasting plants. If you take the stem length or stem height, you will be having either tall pea plants or dwarf pea plant. Then we started the experiments that were conducted by Mendel to understand, and we continued with his first experiment, mono-hybrid cross, where we dealt with that mono means single. The mono-hybrid cross is a cross between two plants which differ in a single character, and that phenotype ratio 3:1. Oh, Trijal is raising his hand, telling that genotype ratio. Sure, Trijal, the genotype ratio of any monohybrid cross will be 1:2:1. Dear students, let us move on to clarify the answers of assignment 2. First question: why did Mendel choose garden pea plant for his experimentation? Reason out. There are 6 to 7 reasons. At least 4 reasons you should know very better. Each point fetches half a mark. Dear students, core subjects, science, social, such subjects, you should write the answers point-wise. The point-wise answering fetches you complete marks. So 1 point has half a mark. So if this question is asked for 2 marks, then how many points you should write? Very happy Sai Krishna. You are telling that you should write 4 points because half a mark for each point. So Mendel selected garden pea because easy to grow, short lifespan, different contrasting features, and have bisexual flowers. Almost all have written correct answer for this question. Question number 2. How do Mendel's experiments show that traits may be? The trait means character. Perfect, Rahul. You are telling that trait means character. Traits may be dominant or recessive. The answer is the trait which gets expressed is termed dominant, which is shown off is dominant. The trait which remains unexpressed is termed recessive. Understand very clearly, which get expressed, then it is called dominant, and the trait which is unexpressed or hidden, then we call it as recessive. Very happy, almost all have written that. Further, we have to explain that if it is for 3 marks. Mendel's monohybrid cross experiment, when stem length character is taken with the tall and dwarf plants. Recollect that experiment, children. We got all tall plants in F1 generation. Even though we had TT in the zygote, even though the dwarf gamete was there, but all were tall plants. So the dominant is being expressed. The gametes of F1 generation, when were self-pollinated, we got 3 tall plants and 1 dwarf plant, even though 2 tall plants were heterozygous. I already mentioned you all. Recollect, here I am writing, if it is capital T, no doubt it is tall. But both are capital T's only. Both are the gametes of the tall. So it is homozygous. We call it as homozygous. Even capital T, small t, they too were tall. But the gametes were different. One was tall gamete and the other was dwarf. Still, the character that is shown off or expressed, it is tall and it is heterozygous. That's what we told you. 2 tall plants were heterozygous and 1 tall is homozygous. 1 dwarf is there, small t. Both are small, so it is itself expressed. It is also homozygous, but it is dwarf. I hope it is clear for all of you. Dear students, the third question, very important question from exam point of view, for 4 marks or maybe for 3 marks. The question is, monohybrid cross ratio is 3:1, justify with an experiment. Dear students, as I mentioned, you have to write first the definition for monohybrid cross. I am so happy that Sathya is raising the hand to tell the answer. Sure, Sathya, you are perfect. A cross between how many plants? 2 plants, which differ in how many characters? Single character. It is called monohybrid cross. A cross between 2 plants which differ in a single character is called monohybrid cross. The experiment to justify that its ratio is always 3:1. Let us select the character. Selected character, stem height or length also you can mention. Parent plants, tall, dwarf. Gonads, capital T for tall, small t for dwarf. Gametes, capital T and small t. Why? Meiotic cell division. The diploid number reduces to haploid. It's a reproductive cell division, a reductional cell division. The gametes fuse, cross-pollination, and the zygote is being formed. F1 generation. Since the dominant capital T is being there in the zygote, all were tall plants. The F1 undergone self-pollination. This self-pollination, the gametes of F1 are capital T, small t, capital T, small t. This is called as a checkerboard, very important. With the help of checkerboard, prove the monohybrid ratio is 3:1. This is checkerboard. Checkerboard. Capital T with capital T. Capital T, capital T. Just combining and writing them. Very simple mathematics. Even the slowest learner can get 3 out of 3 marks in this. You need not write explanation. Step by step what it is mentioned. If you just practice it 2 to 3 times, you will surely write perfect. Practice makes man perfect. And capital T, small t. Small t into capital T. You can write small t capital T or capital T small t. Small t into small t, small t, small t. So, 3:1. The 3 are tall because we are observing at least one dominant character gamete is there that itself is being expressed and only one dwarf. So, 3:1. And the genotype, homozygous tall, heterozygous tall are 2, homozygous dwarf is 1. So, 1:2:1 is the plants. I hope all of you have done this monohybrid ratio for proving the ratio as 3:1. Monohybrid cross experiment to prove that its ratio is 3:1. You may select any character you need. Here I have taken only the tall, the stem length only. You can take position of flower, color of the seed, shape of the seed, color of the pod, any character you take. And you can use any alphabets, but you should see that the dominant is being written in capital letters of English alphabets and the recessive is written in small letters of English alphabets for better understanding. Part 3 of today's Gregor Mendel's experiment continues and also the laws that are proposed. Dihybrid ratio of Gregor Mendel. Di, 2. A cross between two plants which differ in di, 2 characters. So, how many characters in dihybrid ratio? 2 characters. How many plants you are crossing? 2 plants only. So, a cross between 2 plants which differ by 2 characters is called as dihybrid cross. What is the ratio? The dihybrid cross phenotype ratio 9:3:3:1. Very important for multiple choice questions. How to prove that the dihybrid ratio is 9:3:3:1? This experimentation done by Gregor Mendel. Example 1. How many characters? 2 characters. So, selected characters, stem length, position of flower. Parent plants, dominant characters of dominant plants of the 2 characters written on one side, recessive plants of the 2 characters are written on the another side. So, tall with axial, dwarf with terminal, because 2 characters are crossed. So, you are having tall one character, the stem length character, position of flower, stem length character and position of flower. So, tall axial and dwarf terminal are crossed. Gonads, for tall capital T and for axial capital A. Dwarf small t, since it is gonads you should write diploid, and terminal small a. The gametes that are produced for the zygote formation. Diploid get reduced to haploid. So, 1 capital T out of 2, 1 capital A out of 2 A's. In the same way, small t, small a. The gametes undergo cross pollination and the zygote is being formed where we have the capital letters both of tall as well as axial. So, the F1 generation were all tall pea plants with axial positioned flowers. The F1 undergoes self-pollination. See, all these steps are same. Only thing the character selected is 2 characters and you have to change the gonads in the gametes. Very easy to score 5 marks. The dihybrid cross question may be for 5 marks or for 4 marks it is. Step by step fetches you complete marks. Now, the zygote that is obtained by cross pollination, we got the F1 generation where all the plants were tall with axial placed flowers, and the F1 generation undergone self pollination. The self pollination, the gametes, the F1 generation gametes, self pollination, please understand here. Capital T, capital A, small t, small a crossed with capital T, capital A, small t, small a. Here, since 2 characters, first with capital T, where you have to multiply the capital T with capital A and small a. If you want in a simple way to tell, you understand in this way for the gametes. So, we get capital T, capital A, capital T, small a, small t, capital A, small t, small a. So, 4 varieties of gametes you are getting. Capital T, capital A, capital T, small a, small t, capital A, small t, small a. They are the gametes of F1 generation and it is undergoing self pollination. So, the same gametes are there. Then what is the F2 generation? We get so many varieties of the plants we are going to get. Let us look into this now. Very simple. Just combining the 2 with this 2 and writing all the 4 inside the boxes of this checkerboard. While writing, for our better understanding, we write all the T's together, all the A's together, so that we can get better. Capital T, capital T, capital A, capital A, capital T, capital T, capital A, small a. Are you all understanding, dear students? Just combining capital T, capital A with capital T, capital A, write all the 2 T's together, all the A's together, that's all. Capital T, capital A with capital T, small a. Capital T together, capital A, small a. Combining and writing. Third one, capital T, capital A with small t, capital A. So, capital T, small t, capital A, capital A. Capital T, small t, capital A and small a. Combining and writing. Now, I think I may start writing the next thing. So, capital T, capital T, capital A, small a. You should be very careful while writing, combining and writing. Capital T, small a, small a. Capital T, then what you are going to get? Small t, capital A, small a. Capital T, small a, small a. Here also capital T, capital A, capital T. Oh, all it went. Beautiful. Again, you can just, I think you understood that. Now, let us see how the people, capital T, capital T, capital A, capital A, capital T, capital T, capital A, small a. Capital T, small t, capital A, capital A, capital T, small t, capital A, small a. capital T, capital T, capital A, small a, capital T, small a, small a, capital T, small t, capital A, small a, capital T, small t, small a, small a, capital T, small t, capital A, capital A, capital T, small t, capital A, small a, small t, capital A, small t, capital A, small a, capital T, small t, capital A, small a, capital T, small t, small a, small a, small t, capital A, small a, small t, and small a, small a. Very simple to work out and write all these things in the checkerboard with perfect alertness. What are the types? Then we got 9:3:3:1 phenotype ratio. How? Let us check out. Please observe here. You are observing in out of two T's, if one capital T is there, it is tall. Understood? Out of two A's, if one capital A is there, then it is axial. Then let us see, to denote this, the plants are tall plants with axial flood, we use a geometrical one called as circle. Let us circle it where all we get that things. So capital T, one capital T is there, one capital A. Here also one capital T is there, here also, here we don't have, here we don't have, beautiful, here we have circle, here yes round, tall and axial, no, round. Then if out of two capital T's, if you have only one capital T, no doubt it is tall. Out of two A's, we don't have capital A, we have small a. Then the plants are no doubt tall, but the flower position is terminal. Let us see, and for that we have used the triangle symbol for representing such plants. Capital T is there, but all small a's. Capital T is there, but all small a's. Capital T is there, all small a's. So this is triangle. Now out of two T's, we don't have capital T at all. We have only small t. Then it is dwarf. Out of two A's, one at least capital A is there. Then it is axial. Dwarf pea plants with axial flowers. And we have used square, the symbol, to represent. So see, square, square, square. Out of two T's, we have small t's only. Out of two A's, we have small a only. Then it is dwarf and the flowers are what? Terminal. Rhombus symbol we have used here, rhombus. Now let us count how many circles are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. How many triangles? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. How many squares? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. How many rhombus? Only one. So 9:3:3:1 is the ratio. Now let us join them. If you observe, see all the circles is joined, triangle. To know whether our calculation is correct or not with this ratio, if you match, see the triangles that are combining. All the squares are also joined. So this is the dihybrid cross, and the dihybrid ratio of any two characters you take and you start working out, you finally get the dihybrid ratio, that to the phenotype ratio in a dihybrid cross 9:3:3:1. I hope it is clear for all of you. Let us take another example for your kind information. If you are going to take here, we can select stem length. Stem length, and what else you need to select then? Then we can select the shape of the seed. Shape of the seed. So stem length, parent plants, PP I will write here, which you should know, parent plants. So for a stem length, tall, and another parent plant will be dwarf. Shape of the seed, round, and this will be wrinkled. That's why you should know the list of the characters that are exhibited by the garden P with the contrasting plants also. Next we have the gonads. So gonads, capital T, capital T, capital R, capital R. Small t, small t, small r, small r. Gametes, capital T, capital R, small t, small r are the gametes, and they undergo cross pollination. So the cross pollination, CP, cross pollination I mentioned, and we just combine capital T, small t, capital R, small r. This is nothing but the zygote that is being formed, and this is F1G, where the F1 generation we had all tall plants with round seeds. And F1 generation undergo SP, that is very perfect answer, Rahul. SP means self pollination. Perfect it is. So it undergoes self pollination. So what will happen now? Self pollination. So self pollination, what are the gametes? So F1G generation, gametes that are obtained. For that, where we can calculate capital T, small t crossed with capital R, small r. What are the gametes we get? We are going to get the gametes capital T, capital R, capital T, small t, capital R, small t, small r. Let us write the checkerboard. Male and here female if you are going to mention. So like the gametes, it's undergoing self pollination. Small r. Just combining capital T, capital T, capital R, capital R, capital T, capital T, capital R, small r, capital T, small t, capital R, capital R, capital T, small t, capital R, small r. Capital T, capital T, capital R, small r, capital T, capital T, small r, small r, capital T, small t, capital R, small r, small t, small t, small r, small r. Again capital T, small t, capital R, capital T, small t, capital R, small r, small t, small t, capital R, small t, small t, capital R, small r. Again capital T, small t, capital R, small r, capital T, small t, small r, small r, small t, small t, capital R, small r, small t, small t, small r, small r. I think you have understood this. Just combining the gametes with this first one, you are multiplying all the 4 and then you are writing all the things combining here. Now, if at all out of 2 T's, if it is one capital T, it is tall. Out of 2 R's, if one R is capital R, tall and round, let us use the symbols circle. Next gamete, Out of 2 T's, 1 T is capital, okay, tall. Out of 2 R's, R is small only, then it is wrinkled. And let us use triangle symbol. Out of 2 T's, if it is small T's are only present, dwarf, but R, 1 R is at least capital, it is round, we use square. The 2 T's are also small, then it is dwarf. The 2 R's are also small, then it is wrinkled. Then we shall use the symbol rhombus. Now let us just circle, if you can understand very better. See, triangles where all you can put tall. Two. See, here we have done wrong. Mistake is here. See where you have to use here capital T and small t, and all 2 R's are all same, small r, triangle. Next you see here the square. Square, and here you are using the rhombus. Now combine, see all the circles. If you join, you will get a triangle, a big triangle. If you join the triangles which are obtained, again you get, and all the rhombus together. This is for a confirmation. So finally you are going to get the ratio as 9:3:3:1. Where tall and round were 9, this was 3, this is 3, and this is 1. 9:3:3:1. With the experiments that were conducted by Gregor Mendel with the help of a pea, garden pea, which we call it scientifically as Pisum sativum, where he conducted the monohybrid cross experiment and the dihybrid cross experiment, and finally he brought about the 3 laws, which we call them as Mendel's laws. So the laws, the first law, very important from the exam point of view also, law of segregation, separation. So law of segregation, what it states, pair of factors for a given character separates in equal ratio at the time of gamete formation during meiosis. That's all. Pair of factors for a given character separates in equal ratio at the time of gamete formation during meiosis. It means what? This much is the law. This is the explanation of the law. A gamete can carry a factor responsible for only one form of a character. Fertilization brings these 2 factors again together in the offspring. Dear students, for your understanding here I would write stem length. If I am going to select a character, we have 2 plants, tall and then dwarf. Tall, capital T, dwarf, small t, small t. Pair of factors, these are the pair of factors for a given character separates in equal ratio 1 t out of 2. Here also in equal ratio it separates small t At the time of gamete formation, these are the gametes by undergoing meiosis. So, during meiosis, the pair of factors for a given character separates to form the gametes during meiosis. So, these are the gametes. Then the explanation goes, during fertilization, the cross pollination, those two combined, and the zygote that is formed is been having the two factors again together in the upcoming offspring. That is the meaning of this law. And the law is this much. You have to write only this much, the law. State law of segregation or law of separation of Gregor Mendel. A pair of factors for a given character separates in equal ratio at the time of gamete formation during meiosis. I hope you have understood the explanation part of that. The second law, law of independent assortment. What it states, when two organisms possess more than one set of characters, so it is more than one set of characters, it may be dihybrid. So, more than one set of characters, each pair of the triad is inherited quite independently of the inheritance of other pairs of factors. You should read this law 3 to 4 times and you should understand. And laws, when asked in examination, to the extent possible, write the laws as it is. To the extent possible. You can use your own sentences. Try to avoid maximum to use own sentences only while writing the laws when it is being asked. So, what it means? Now, for example, if I am going to take capital T and capital A, more than one character, then independent assortment says that when the gametes are formed, even both are together, but the gametes will be representing tall character also and axial character also, independently of the inheritance of other pairs of factors. They are going to represent their own features also, even though they are in combined state, but they show off their characters without hiding. Even though both are dominant and both when produce the gametes, both are showing their characters. This is law of independent assortment. Third law, and the three laws of Mendel, this is the third law. Law of dominancy. What it means? In a heterozygote, one triad will conceal the presence of another triad for the same characteristic rather than both triad contributing to a phenotype. See the explanation part, heterozygote, if I am going to mention this, the monohybrid cross tall and dwarf, it is a heterozygote. One triad will conceal the presence of another triad, but we got all F1 was all tall plants only we got, even though we had dwarf gamete also in it. So, one triad will conceal the presence of another triad for the same character, stem length or stem height was the same character. In that only one triad was being shown off, other was hidden, rather than both triad contributing to the phenotype. So, we got only all the tall plant where heterozygote. So, that triad which is being expressed, which is being shown off, it is called dominant triad. That triad which is unexpressed and which is being hidden, we call it as recessive. That is why it is being told here the meaning, the triad which is expressed by itself irrespective of the other triad present in it, that is dominant. The triad which is unexpressed by itself irrespective of the other triad present in it, that is recessive. The explanation, the understanding part of this law of dominancy. The triad which is expressed is dominant, it is shown off in a heterozygote. The triad which is unexpressed, it is hidden, it is recessive. Hope that the students have understood today's part 3 of the chapter Heredity and Evolution, which mainly dealt with the Mendel's laws. For the Mendel's laws, he conducted the garden pea experiment in 2 ways. One is monohybrid cross by selecting a single character and crossing the 2 plants, and a dihybrid cross by selecting 2 characters and crossing 2 plants. The monohybrid ratio was 3:1, the phenotype, and the dihybrid ratio, the phenotype ratio of the dihybrid cross was 9:3:3:1. For his surprise, with all these characters when he conducted the experiments, either monohybrid or dihybrid, he came to a conclusion and finally presented 3 laws. Law of segregation, law of independent assortment, law of dominancy. Hope that all of you have understood. Once again, in your respective places, recap the today's content and then complete the assignment 3 that is being given, which will make you to retain the content forever. Question number 1. How do Mendel's experiments show that triads are inherited independently? Second question. Prove that the dihybrid ratio is 9:3:3:1 with the help of Mendel's experiment. You can select any 2 characters and work out. Write the checkerboard. Practice by selecting 2 to 3 times. You go on practicing. Practice will make you perfect. Very happy to see all of you seated and also understanding the content by noting down the main points, which shows the main quality of a student: concentration and also interest. So ಇಷ್ಟಪಡಬೇಕು, ಕಷ್ಟಪಡೋದಲ್ಲ. ಇಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟರೆ ಅದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. With these things, let us meet together for the same chapter for the next part in the next session. Till then, have a good time, praying for the world's peace and happiness. Thanking you one and all. Jai Sai Ram.